Hello, I'm Cynthia Johnson, and I'm here with Authentic Reality Now. And I just wanted to take a moment and speak with you during this December, this time of loving, giving, and having introspection in what we do and who we are. Authentic Reality Now is all about broadening the path of spirituality, science, and all the things that we know are from our Creator, from the source of all things, the consciousness, the divine male, divine female, however you describe that highest from whence we all came. We are all from a point of unity. We were all created to be co-contributors and co-creators upon this earth in this current time stream. So let's not get it. This is not one of those caste systems. This is not this person is holier or more spiritual than you, more loved than you, or more cared for than you. How we grow within ourselves is how we connect to source. I don't mean having a middleman. I'm not a middleman. I'm an assistant to guide you, as I have done for more than 30 years with so many individuals worldwide. And I want to apologize now. Normally, I have some videos coming out at least twice a week over the year. But during the last few months, with students at university and private counseling couples and individuals, things had sort of gone awry. But I always come to you, YouTube family, to let you know I came to give, not to take, to give you a better perspective of where we are in our world and in our lives today. There are some very unique parts of you that make you a unique part of the entire mosaic, which is our world and our universe. Everything you see right now that's coming forth is coming forth multiple, triplicate, quantum speed before your very eyes. And it's not anything for you to be discouraged about and think, oh my God, it's just so much. No, you have the capacity to receive. You have the capacity to understand. You have the capacity to extrapolate what's necessary for every incident in your life, every arena that you're in. Commonly we have three arenas. We have our work, career, business arena. We have our family life and play arena, and we have all the other things that we place in there, whatever we give our time to, whatever it is that our goals are, whatever our gifts and our pursuits are that we want to have for our life stream on this earth. I want you to remember, life is a stream because you are the creation of an infinite creator, one who never stops creating. See, the world was formed and made, and we know through more truth being released and more understanding of ancient calendars such as the Mayan. Now we know the earth isn't 2,000, 3,000 years old. It's many thousands. And from my studies for more than 30 years with ancient religions, languages, and Hebraic studies, I was always going back searching for more. Let's go beyond, because I knew that there wasn't ever a time that an awesome creative consciousness had ever been surprised or shaken by anything that we do or how this world, our atmosphere, and our universe progresses. So we shouldn't become so alarmed with the O's. What's the O's? Obvious outside sources. Just because you see an article or hear a news report or hear comments from someone that you totally and completely believe are authentic, you must gauge by your inner core. And in order to do that, you have to expand that and get your connection with your source from whence you came complete. This is not about you can only do this with me No, there are many paths. But before you take any path, make sure that your compass, your center is in tune, that your aspirations and those things that are uniquely you are in place. And what happens when you come to Authentic Reality Now? I give you plain everyday English talk about what it is that each one of us are. I was empathic and intuitive when empathic wasn't cool. From age 6 or 7, earliest I can remember, is feeling deeply inside of me. Someone would come by and I'm not thinking about them. I'm sitting there having a wonderful time with my tea set, being a little kid. And some people, adults, and I would just feel the angst that was within them. Or hear people lie. You know, you don't want to say what's really wrong with you, and you want to remain and make it look as if you're super Christian or super Hebraic or super Jewish, and then I'm going, that's not the issue. Wow, how did I get that? Well, it's a long story and it's going to be in 4 parts, but I want you to start taking the time, and if any of my videos are longer than 15 or 20 minutes, it's okay. You can break it in 2 parts and get it done. A lot of times with my time constraints, I have to get it all out when I'm thinking about it. So, most times I try to keep it under that, but there are some subjects that we discover and cover in the Inner Dimensions Academy. Inner dimensions, the inside of us, the inside of you. I want you to be what you need to be now. I want you to understand that you are not limited in anything. You're not limited in your mindset. Even teachers or others have said you couldn't do this and you couldn't do that. That's from their tiny, limited perspective. You have the same brain, left brain, right brain, and your spiritual center, which is the mid brain, the von Economo neurons, and there isn't anything that you cannot learn. There isn't anything that you cannot truly accomplish when you have your inner core, because the energy that comes from within, the power, the drive, and that flawless ability comes from Source. When you are daily led, daily fed, going within first before without. Always go within before you go without. Before you make major decisions, make sure just because it was appropriate for last July, it's not necessarily what we need, you need, or your family needs for the now. When you are in the now, you have to remember this is a current time stream. Every second, every minute, every now hour is the now. It's current, it's present. You need to be current and present, not walking around with automatic pilot. Okay, I drive to work, I do this, I do that, I come home, and you can't even really remember what you did. I'm talking about viewing every aspect of your life from a higher level of sacred neutral. You are sovereign, you are sacred, and you have the ability to view past incidents, your day, what happened yesterday, from a place of sacred neutral, not the place from emotionalism and feeling the stab and the pains of stress, trauma, and disappointments. Loving, unloving, seeing aspects of others and how they relate to you. Remember, each and every one of us has a vibrational frequency. What's your vibrational frequency? Where are you today? You have, just like I did when I didn't know, the capacity to do so much. And I don't mean work yourself to death. I mean from your inner dimensions, from your entire system within, your heart space right here. You know, the heart connects and communicates with the brain 3 times more than the brain communicates with the heart. And in your midbrain, which you'll learn about, that's your spiritual center that activates the pineal gland. And you do have a pineal gland. And yes, it's not there isn't any part of you that is there for no reason. So we learned a lot of the roles in the world and how we should act in workplace, in church, with community groups. But the inside, your spiritual core, was often diminished to a very small place and a very small space of time. That doesn't mean that the same spark that's within you doesn't exist. It's there. So are all the crystalline components of your DNA, your RNA, and every cell in you communicates with your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul, your will, your emotions. And many times we play out the role that we believe we were given. No longer is the case, because the reason you're receiving all of this data, whether it's absolute truth, facts, or erroneous, sometimes it's just sensationalism, just to get a headline to do what? Attract your attention, to get you addicted. You have an affinity for mumbo jumbo stuff. So then when you see someone who is actually centered in that, sometimes you say, oh, I can't vibe with that, or I'm not going with that. But at the same time, you're doing law of attraction and all these things in a hopes that you're going to have some real change inside. If you place a bandage over an open cut that's 6 inches deep, is it really is it going to heal quickly? Do you know what you need to do? Do you know what all of your gifts, and I say that with an S, plural, purposes are for this live stream? Not to just come here and work, take care of this, buy more stuff, and think this stuff makes you happy. When you have hunger on the outside, remember, the storm that's going on outside has a storm that's going on inside. Remember, sometimes it isn't the enemy, it's the inner me. How you respond, what you believe that you are, instead of all the wonderful facets of you, when you are the minute replica of Source, your creator, that divine feminine male component that always has been. We've allowed religion for far too long, and that's why you see things changing. The basis of everything from creation is love. I love and honor you for being with me. When we no longer walk in separation, when we walk in unity, and I don't mean communal living, but our mindsets, our frequencies are about one thing, the goal of the oneness of humanity, of all sentient kind, to live, thrive on this planet. Then you will see all of the technology, all of the sciences, all of quantum physics, quantum mechanics, and more, we're learning more and more each day, and we're getting disclosure about a lot of things that we already knew were true that are just now coming out in the open. Why do you think that is? This is the beginnings of the end of an age. Not the end of the world, not a 12-12-12. No. The end of an era of the power over structure. Just as you see many women that came forth and for the first time revealed horrible behavior that happened to them in their field, in their jobs, in their careers, all of that, which was totally opposite to what we are to do with one another, how we are to treat each other with the highest respect and the highest regard, caring for that, okay, making sure those things are going to come to an end. Did I say tomorrow? No. But the more light that we bring to these dark spaces, and the more love that we put, not a violent action, no, not at all. We are to review these terrible things in our history so that we do not repeat them. Because what does hatred and violence do? Cause separation. You exalt one type of person over another. That isn't what you're here for. We're about co-creating because we're from the Creator. Co-contributing because we have an infinite flow that is available to us. We're the only ones who have limited our possibilities and limited our potentials because we take consistently the same path. You're not a machine. When the industrial age came into being, we saw thriving of every possible field that could be affected. We saw a lot of things fall by the wayside, but we saw so many other. So now you knew you had to go in and to gain your resources in order to live your life. You worked a job, or you learned a trade, or you attended schools to get higher education to go forth and contribute. There are so many things that are vital and valid for us now to have our mindsets together. And this is, guess what? Learn as you go. When you do 4 simple steps of allowing and releasing, many, many things come to you. You align your intentions. I want to know who I really am internally. Internally, I want to be my own guru, Shiru, Huru, hero, whatever. When you have an authentic core operating in you, what will come will be so easy. You'll see, I never thought it was this easy. I thought I had to do 45 steps, 18 paths, 300 rounds, this, that, and the other. No. Meditation is muttering quietly, making requests, and then shutting up and receiving. And it doesn't require 40,000 words. Your mantra is individualized to you. Yes, there are some that are wonderful and ancient that we know were used in the 4 corners of the earth by people who had never connected. How is that possible? Because infinity is infinite, no beginning, no end. And it is our Creator's, the creative consciousness desire that all of us grow up for this time. You are not an accident. You are here because you're supposed to be. You have agreements. We'll talk about those agreements, but asking, allowing, receiving, releasing, and being grateful for the process. Wow, how simple is that? Layer by layer, it's like peeling an onion. In some areas, you will have dynamic growth and insight, and in some areas, it will be, but it will be consistent when you allow it to be. So let's get together and become authentic. My everyday quote for you, my everyday meditation for you is, you are being and becoming authentic. You are the spark of universal change. Come back and join me. If you have questions, remember, I live on the computer, laptop, tablets. That's a lot of what I do now. And I've opened up my time to you at YouTube, and I want to hear from you. Give me your questions. I will show you absolute, authentic truth. Blessings and great, great joy to you in this December 2017. Peace.